Yeah, I want to show some love, give some support to my boy Devin, founder of Utah Nation. Continuous success, brother. And all I gotta say is, it ain't no me without you, baby.
Ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
Yeah, you talk, it's the people show. Look, you talk, let the people know. Look, yeah.
This is hurricane season. Only legends come up out there, you like Chris and Teigen. Name a letter better, W, that's what we preaching. Hurricane force winds whenever we breezing. Got rings for a reason. Look, we treat a gator like the swamp people. And Seminoles like the block people. And for my dogs, I will drop people. Just being frank, I got they flank like a cornerback. And I ain't even much a Florida cat. But hurricanes, I know more of that than most. Cause I seen them turn our houses into boats. That's that real talk, baby. I hope you was taking notes. That's the real talk, baby. Yellow Nation, coast to coast, is that Utah.
Yeah.
It's Utah, baby.
Yeah.
It's Utah, baby.
#1 podcast.
Utah family, what go on? What go on? This your boy D. And I got Mr. Larry Frank Jr. and the Mr. Italian Stallion, him THELF in the building. And y'all know how we start off every show. It ain't no us without you, baby. Chain Nation, Utah family, man. How you guys doing on this Friday night? It's the hype show for Miami versus Texas A&M. We are finally here. We here. I like you ready, Larry Frank Jr. and the Stallion. Are you ready? They've been talking about it for the long. Let's go. We're here. Talk to me. What's going on? Tell me how you feel tonight.
We's ready, boss.
We're going to give it our best shot.
We're going to give it our best shot, man. Before we get started, man, shout out to the super producer, the man himself, Mr. King Judge.
Production in your building.
I say, King Judge, what it do that, boy? What's going on? Friday night, you guys, it's finally here. It's here. The talk is over. Shout out to Kyle Hayes, man, for a great marathon he had last night on his show. Shout out to our guy, Mr. Kyle, Coach Hayes, man. Thank you for having our platform on your show. We enjoyed it, man. Shout out to all of the other YouTubers that were on too, man. Rasta, Flow, X, what up, boy? Shout out to Wholesome, man. It's Wholesome, man. What's going on, Wholesome? Shout out to everybody, man. Enjoyed you guys, man. But Larry Frank Jr., talk to me, man. What do you want to see out of our Hurricanes tomorrow, man? Let's go, man. Let's get straight into it.
Same thing I said last night on Coach Hayes, man. We had that slow start last week in the first half, and we had to make adjustments in the second half, and we dominated. I want to see how we respond to a little adversity going into a big game. I want to see us come out. I want to see, if everybody fundamentally is sound. I want to see, hey, what's happening? Are we ready? Are we ready for the big stage? Are we ready for prime time? Are we ready for a hostile environment on the road? See how we handle it.
That's what's up. Mr. Freeman, talk to me.
If not now, when, guys? When? I'm going to give you a date. November 5th, 2005. That's the last huge road win for the Miami Hurricanes. Nobody gave us a shot. We were a huge underdog against number 3 Virginia Tech in Blacksburg with Marcus Vick at quarterback. Came out and absolutely destroyed them 27-7. Since then, Miami has not won a huge road game against a program of that caliber. I compare A&M and VT to that same level. Not really national champions, but they're there for that upset and always in the conversation. It's a program that you're playing tomorrow night. You're playing a coach, whether you think he's overrated or not, he does have a national championship. And we have a lot to prove tomorrow night. And I know they're going to be hungry, but I think our guys are hungry. And I want to see disciplined football. And honestly, I want to see how this team reacts to adversity. And it's a road game. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere. We're going to have a lot of fans there, I believe. But at the same time, there's going to be, this is a test. And it's going to show us where we're at. Does it Is it more towards the Florida game where we could have won it even with a bad offensive line? Or is it going to be more of the same like the LSU Alabama? Either way, as Larry has said, we've got to beat an SEC program, especially with them coming back next year and then Florida coming playing them the next couple of years after that.
Most definitely. So the question I have tonight for you guys was a question that, or was a position that we addressed last night on our segment, which was the 9:30 segment on the Coach Hayes takeover. Was the my position of concern was the offensive line. I want to get you guys' thoughts on what do you think about the offensive line going into tomorrow. How do you guys feel about that?
Go ahead, James.
All right, buddy. I feel good. I feel good. I think that I don't know what the starting lineup is going to be. Is Zion ready? You know, he got a couple of snaps, but, you know, he's full go according to what Mario said. He's always been a better pass blocking tackle than he is run blocking. If we are able to run the ball with the group that has had the most reps, and I'm talking about Justice, DJ, that five, let's run it as soon as we need to. And if we need to rotate some guys in there and make some changes, that's what I'm confident about this staff. They say that we've got 7, maybe 8 guys we can count on, and I want to just name drop somebody because they put number 37 on him and put him on there as an extra blocker. Inez Cooper is raw, but that is an animal, and he can move, and he's a true freshman, and I'd love to see him out there too as an extra blocker. But I feel good that the offensive line can hold up because the experience is there for Miami compared to the defensive line of Texas A&M. They have studs. We're not going to sugarcoat it, but it's young. And how are they going to be when the lights are on? I heard that Walter Nolan will not be playing tomorrow, the number 2 overall recruit, but they still got other guys that are still available. And honestly, we're going to get to see Shamar tomorrow. So, you know, and I think that this is going to be a game where the offensive line needs to show how far they've come since that debacle against Florida 3 years ago.
Good point. Talk to me, Frank.
I'll say this. First things first, I want to see the starting lineup. Because that lineup is going to be real important because you already know you got Rivers, Clark, and Scaife on the interior. I want to see how they set up the tackle positions because I do believe TBD is going to start throwing a little bit more. I do believe with X being out, they're going to have to take some chances. They're going to take some shots down the field. And we just can't rely on TBD to continually step up because he's stepping up in part because he's flustered. So Zion normally plays on the left side, but you've had it where Justice played on the right side. But Campbell comes in Zion's absence, and he does pretty well on the left side. So you have that option to maybe go Campbell on the left side, Zion on the right side. Or do you go Zion at his natural spot on the left side, but now you got to make a decision between Justice, who's a little bit undersized, in comparison to Campbell to put him on the right side. So the first thing I'm looking at is the actual lineup and how they do it. And once we get that settled, then I'm looking at, you know, how they handle. Listen, Southern Miss ran stunts. They ran blitzes last week in the first half, threw them off. That's why they really got flustered in the beginning. So I expect A&M to pull something out of Southern Miss's playbook. Appreciate the dono, Miss English. I appreciate. Oh Lord, I'm getting ahead of myself. I remember, you know, looking at what happened, you know, last week when they got flustered. So what I'm thinking is going to happen, A&M is going to try to do the same thing, and they have better athletes to carry that out. So if they come with stunts and blitzes and everything, or our guys up front are going to be able to handle that. And you got to remember something. Week 1 against Bethune, we had a 93.3, I believe, PFF grade for blocking. The best in the country. We were the only one in the 90th percentile that week. Iowa and Baylor were second and third in the 80s. Now, last week, pass blocking, we graded in the 70s. Run blocking, in the 80s. Run blocking, we graded in the 70s. So the run blocking really had some issues because a lot of those guys individually were in the 50s. It's all listed on P. You can go look up PFF. I was reading all that stuff earlier today. So, as Stallion said in our pre-show, we got to establish this run in order to get this pass game going. If we can establish this run, we're going to suck those linebackers in. Those safeties are going to cheat up, and I like our chances with speed on those outside one-on-one island matchups. So, but it all starts with the line. If the line don't get it together, if they don't set the tone, it don't matter. No holes get open. Nobody's running. If nobody's blocking, nobody's throwing. Plain and simple.
Talk to me, James.
I'll tell you this. I agree with Larry, and of course, you know, the elephant in the room is who steps up for X. You know, you got a guy there that is heart of the team. He's Tyler's safety valve. Can't sugarcoat it. You don't replace that. And the thing is, he's got that dog in him. And I want to see from the receivers tomorrow who's got that dog in them. I mean, you got guys that have all the talent in the world, but they can't put it together sometimes, you know, mental, whatever it is. Tomorrow, you know, put it together. You're on the prime time stage. You know, scouts are going to be watching this game. And you know, that the truth of the matter is that they really need to show what they can do out there. And look at what else X contributes. Not only does he catch the ball, he blocks downfield for our running backs, for the other receivers that catch. And so that's the little things that don't get noticed that, you know, I'm looking for tomorrow. Who steps up in that role? Also, punt return and kick return. I loved watching Tyreek last week, but listen, Tyreek's going to have his hands full on the other end with Jalen Jones, you know? So the thing is that realistically, I'm looking for a Jacoby George who, you know, we haven't seen him yet. That guy should be wanting to come out like a caged animal tomorrow when he plays, honestly. And the same goes for our running backs. Run hard tomorrow. You know, it might not be there, but be smart with the ball, which arm you're carrying it on, and realistically fall forward every time. You know, you got to want it more too, because this is that type of game. They're playing for their season. As Larry mentioned, you know, they've got Arkansas next week. They've got a lot ahead of them. And they've heard all week is how they suck and how they're overrated. Well, you know, at the same time, we've heard that for how many years now, that we're overrated. We're a relic of the past. So we've got a lot to prove tomorrow too. And I think that we have an opportunity to go in there and really shut them up. And let me tell you this, it's going to be a battle, but how nice would it be? And what do you think about this, D? Realistically, how about we come out and impose our will? So many times we're the ones that, you know, oh, how do we react? How about we go in there and put them on their heels and let's see what happens? Because let me tell you this, you can have 210,000 fans there tomorrow.
Yes.
But if you go up 14-0, they're going to fold like a cheap seat.
Yep. Absolutely.
We'll zip it up. We will zip it up. We will have them quiet in there. We come in and handle our business. And you started touching up on it. That was going to be my next question as far as X. How bad does that hurt, man? You know, the heart and soul of the team, man. Just to hear that, you know, with him having his injury to his foot, how did you guys how do you think that's going to affect what we do tomorrow in game planning?
Well, this is a time where I would go ahead and call some plays to the tight ends. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Get some tight end involvement, because the tight ends really had minimal involvement the first couple of games. Listen, you can't replace X. You can't replace what he brings you. That's Tyler's safety net. You just can't replace that. He's irreplaceable. All you can try to do in this case now is come up with an alternative. You can stick Brashard in that spot and hope Brashard can give you just a fraction of what X brings to the table. But you got to throw some other wrinkles out there. And I think, like I said, you know, they're probably going to be keying in on Brashard, knowing that, you know, how Tyler has gone to X. They'll probably scout that he'll go to Brashard in a similar light. But you don't really have nothing on the tight ends right now, man. Run some out routes or whatever with the tight ends, you know, some curls or something like that. He ain't got to, you know, stretch the field and go all the way. What up, DJ? What's happening, bro? Just run some intermediate passes to the tight ends. I mean, anything to take them off their defensive game to where you can set up our speedy receivers to take the top off. It can be running, or it can be some passes to the tight ends. If we can do effective run blocking and get those holes open and let our running backs run and do what they do, listen, we got fresh legs. I mean, I think Rooster's gonna come into his own. I think Rooster will announce himself to the 2022 season tomorrow. Parrish, you know what he's gonna do. Thad, he's a bruiser. We're gonna wear him down. We're going to wear that defense down from the running game aspect. So what we got to do is we've got to be able to throw everything we can. And when they're least looking, not really realizing what's going to happen, give me Brinson on the outside. Give me Ladson if he can do something. I don't care. Jacoby George, whoever. Michael Redding, he's been making plays, so far to start the season. Yeah. But it's going to have to be a group effort. And like I say, I trust Josh Gaddis to make the right calls and dial up the right plays. And that's what we got to do, man. You can't replace X. All you can do is try to, bring an alternative to it.
Right. Come on, Free.
Larry, great points. And you know what? To go off, and that's how I was going to answer it. All these fans, and I'm going to use air quotes for it, have kind of criticized the offense and everything like that. Have we been holding back? Tomorrow's that answer. Whether you had X or not, they were going to open up the playbook. Okay. And right now, A&M doesn't have much film on Miami. They really don't. I mean, realistically, they saw Parrish, they saw X, they saw a little bit of Keyshawn, but realistically, they don't have much to go on. And getting the news that the go-to and who they were going to easily blanket, or what some of their people on their message boards were talking to were in the know, realistically, that's out the window. I'd like to see some creativity. I've talked with other Canes fans where you see Arroyo and Mallory out there, like what you were talking about. It's a run every play. I don't expect that. Whether X was going to play or not, I don't expect that to be a run play every time. Now you've got the tight ends, and you need to unleash them. Honestly. Get your best players on the field. I've got one for you. We've seen it before. Why don't we split out Rooster and get Parrish on the field at the same time? Okay, you got Parrish in the backfield. Put Rooster in the slot. He's a great pass catcher, honestly. Brashard, this is a game for him to step up. I would even love to see, if it's even possible, I would love to see Jacoby and Keyshawn on the outside. Why don't you line up Frank Ladson in the slot and give them all the height? We used to do it with Leonard Hankerson in the Whipple offense, and that was what killed it back in the day. So what I'm just saying is we have the Broyles Award winner, guys, and here's the thing. He's got a lot better quarterback and a lot better offensive playmakers, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, than he did with what he had with Michigan last year. He lost his receiver first game of the year and had to really pack it in to be thunder and lightning, and it got them all the way to the Final Four in football, like I call it. Why can't he do the same tomorrow? And here's the other thing, guys, too. And I hope I'm not stealing a question when I ask this, D. Realistically, this is the third game for Texas A&M's defensive coordinator. The guy they thought was going to be their defensive coordinator that brought all these guys in and this talent, he's coaching Duke, and they look a lot better. They're 2-0, looking to be 3-0 tomorrow. Yeah. So this is his third game as defensive coordinator, and he could call a great game, but I really like our coaching advantage, especially when we have the ball. And I'll tell you this, I'm glad we have Tyler. They can have Max starting the game. I like that we have Tyler. Right. And I think Tyler's got a lot to prove, especially with how he played last week. And there's one thing about that guy. When he does not play well at first, he does get it together. Look at the Florida State game last year. First half was abysmal. Second half, he played as well as he could, and he knows he let one go. But at the same time, I really think this boy is going to play his butt off and put himself in that lure of Miami quarterbacks that we haven't seen in a long time.
Thanks.
Next question. We saw the offensive line look like a totally different offensive line in the second half of the game last week. Do you think that we'll see more of two tight end sets this week? Because I know that Texas A&M got a lot of dogs on their defensive line. They got a lot of bodies. I know they're young, But do you think that we'll see a lot of 2 tight end sets this week?
I think you have to. I don't think you have a choice because you need to get all the extra hands you can to help block. You know, I think it's more important that you have those 2 tight end sets for blocking purposes because if it comes down to check downs, you know, or whatever the case may be, you got more people blocking, helping do an effective blocking at that, which makes TVD be able to do what he does. We got to remember, we have an NFL caliber quarterback. I don't think people really grasp that. If you look at TVD, his mechanics, he makes his reads, he steps up in the pocket whenever he's being flustered. He knows how to avoid, you know, he's not the most mobile guy, but he knows how to use what little bit of mobility that he has to kind of move and be elusive enough to duck that rush. And he's so daggone smart, man. He knows how to read. He knows how to go through his progressions. He holds the ball just right. He lets go. He's got that release. So we got the benefit of having an NFL caliber quarterback under center. All we need to do, hey, man, what do they say? They're saying there's a chance. So I think you do. You come out with those 2 tight end sets. It's going to help spring the run game. And at the same time, I think once you get that run game going, you start sucking them safeties up for run stoppage and run help, run coverage. And what happens? You got those islands. And I'm telling you, 50-50 balls, hey, we got to go up and win them. But I think we can beat them with sheer speed on the outside. Ain't nobody seeing Brashard Smith one-on-one, especially at Texas A&M. Now, if this was Alabama, I'd be worried, obviously, because their corners can run with anybody. I really don't think they got no speedy corners and DBs at A&M. And that's a great point by DJ right there. They have no run game. And if our run defense can do what it's been doing, because remember, we have been shutting down the run. Now, granted, it may not have been the stiffest competition, but the goal last week was to stop Frank Gore Jr. Only got him to 10 yards. We held him to 10 yards. They only had 33 yards of total rushing. So guess what? This defense is priding itself on stopping the run. Make Texas A&M one-dimensional. They might get some plays off. They might win some 50-50 balls. Hey, I don't like it, but I can live with them driving and getting in the red zone. But if we keep them out of the end zone and we limit them to 3 or even force a turnover, I can live with that. Sorry, James. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good, brother. No, I love it. I love it. D, to answer your question, yeah, absolutely. The 2 tight end set is going to be huge, whether X played or not, like I said. But I'll tell you this. One thing that I don't want people to think they're scrubs either. You know, he may not be a pass blocker yet because he's still got to get in that physical shape. But look for a Jaleel Skinner sighting tomorrow. You know, you play the guy that's got talent and so forth too. If you're really wanting to be run heavy, but can also catch the ball that's in that tight end room, Khalil Brantley, he showed it in the spring game and so forth. So, you know, it's not just Mallory and Arroyo. They got to compensate for him because he was the guy when Mallory was out catching those balls in the spring game. Dominic Mammarelli, not really known for being a pass catcher, but he can definitely run block. And then here's the other thing. If it is a 2 tight end look and they are putting 37 on Inez Cooper, he ain't going to catch it, even though he did catch one on a highlight reel messing around in high school last year. But the truth of the matter is that boy can bulldoze. And that's the thing. If they set up the run and they start getting chunk plays to set up the play action, it's over. I mean, it really is. And I want, was it DJ? Somebody said something, D, about the conditioning. That is going.
Oh no, that was B Mike right here.
Was it Byron? Yeah.
That was B Mike.
Yeah, and Byron, that's a great point, man. That is a fantastic point because I watched that game last week against App State, and you know they talked about that number, and I mentioned it on Monday when I called in. They have 56 4 or 5 stars, and App State had 1. So you tell me who was hogging air in that Texas heat at the end of the game. App State was the better conditioned team, and they're coming from Appalachia and Boone, North Carolina, and that should have been an advantage for A&M. And those guys just don't have the college bodies yet. And not to say that we're there, but this is where the 5th quarter and what Mario was preaching. This is what we invested into to be that. And realistically, I see that it could be a big factor in the 3rd and 4th quarter, definitely, where we start to wear them down. You saw it with Southern Miss last week. So I think that's going to be a huge part of the game tomorrow, especially if there's no rain and it's that hot Texas heat, especially at night. Doesn't matter if the sun goes down.
And real quick, I'll add to that Texas heat is not going to affect Miami at all because they're used to the humid temperatures in the South Florida heat. So if anybody is built to go in there and the elements not be a factor, it would be the South Florida kids and all of the Miami kids.
Yeah.
If you just joining the show,
it's you talk, baby.
It's a Friday night, man. Hype show before Miami versus Texas A&M. Check out that DJ comment. I like what he said about that, man. Kind of what he touched upon last night at when we was on the Coach Hayes show. You know, we don't win by 10 or more. It's the man leftovers that failed us. And I totally agree. It's like we talked about, you know, Mario, we had to give him time. You know, they're still teaching. And these are not all of his kids. So what do you guys think about that?
I agree with that. I believe that with all my heart. This coaching staff is basically going to be why we win tomorrow. Because if it's the coaching staff from last year, how do you guys really feel? And that goes for anybody in the chat watching or listening.
Come on, DJ.
I mean,
excuse me, James. Come on, DJ. Y'all go ahead. Go ahead, James.
Yeah. But realistically, I mean, you know that's the point. I feel very confident in this game because of the coaching staff. And Kevin Steele, when he went up against Jimbo when he was at Auburn, he went 2-1. And realistically, they limited them. They allowed yards, but they caused turnovers, and that was the difference in the game of why they won. And that's what we have to do tomorrow. And I feel that if the players don't execute the game plan that Caddis and Steele and hey, how about we throw in Charlie Strong too? He's in there as well. He's gone up against Jimbo how many times when he was with the Gators and Jimbo was offensive coordinator under Bowden. I mean, these are facts, guys, and we know what Jimbo's going to throw. It's really going to come down to whose players execute tomorrow. And that's why I'm saying it's got to be Miami for so many reasons, because this is a momentum game that can propel this team to a fantastic season. And not to mention, and I'm going to throw it out there, Miami wins tomorrow night, you're going to have 3 or 4 people commit. And I'm talking not only commit, but sign on the dotted line come December. Book it.
That's what's up. Super producer King Judge is in the building, man. Shout out to my boy, Mr. KJ. Production is in the building. Yeah, B-Mike, totally agree with you. We do got grown men on both the offensive and defensive line. It's just on the offensive line side of the ball. Which one is going to show up, man? When we get the offensive line that showed up in the second half of Southern Miss, can we get some consistency? That's all we want. That's all we want, B-Mike. What are we going to get? Hopefully we'll get that team, that line, that unit that we saw in the second half against Southern Miss. Totally agree with you, though. What Eric Marsley from what we will be. Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely. I mean, it's going to take a little time, but we'll get it right. I think that we got the right coaches. Nobody is not saying that, you know, the coaching staff is definitely the right group. And I think that it's all going to come together. Big game tomorrow night, fellas, man. We've been talking about this. We've been waiting on it, man. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. What do you guys want to see from our defensive line, man? I know we've been talking about the defensive ends. We wasn't getting any pressure on the outside and wanted to talk about a little bit of containment. So what do you guys think about that going into tomorrow's game?
Well, since you got a 6'6" QB, and I anticipate that Max Johnson is going to probably start airing it out because obviously he can't throw. He's not mobile or nothing like that. You're going to have an opportunity at these 50-50 balls. Now, the last 2 weeks, you've seen some less than stellar receivers go ahead and give Miami cornerbacks the blues. I don't care if it was that guy. I don't want to say his name, but you got me going back to calling numbers again. Remember a couple of years ago when them receivers, I couldn't call their names. I just 8 and 6 back then. So you got your boy, the guy that's been here for a while. I'll leave it at that. Mm-hmm. You got him, number. Yeah, I don't even want to say his number. That's just, you know, how I feel. But, you know, we got to be able to win those 50-50 jumps, man. We got to, at least if we don't pull them down, we got to at least contest them and bat them down if we can't intercept them. That's probably the biggest thing I'm looking at. I'm not too worried about the interior line because I think the tackles, Mesidor will be back, and I think the tackles are going to do their thing. They're going to get a good push. I think the defensive ends, they now know, hey, man, they got to have some massive improvement. So I'm looking for them to be able to, seal the edge. And, Flag and Wayman Steed, man, they got to do their thing as well. And also, I heard that they were getting Wesley Basaint a lot of extra burn in practice this week. It's looking like Basaint is going to have the opportunity to showcase himself tomorrow as well. So, hey, man, we need to dial up some blitzes, and we need to, just get pressure. The one thing I'm going to say real quick before I turn it over to the caller, one thing we forget, we now have Coach Feld with the strength and conditioning. I want everybody to pay attention to see if our guys are going to get pushed around as they previously have before. Because the few things I've seen, when you go look at what happened with Rivers just manhandling that guy on that penalty last week. You look at the linemen, they're actually being physical. You looked at X, he was being physical with his run blocking and everything like that. You saw him being physical on special teams. You saw Arroyo bowling people. He was already doing that before, but I have no doubt that he's going to be even more of a monster than he was. Feld is going to pay dividends for the strength and conditioning. And listen, when's the last time you saw a strength and conditioning coach on the sideline? Like pumping the guys up. That's major. That's major. So that's what I'm looking for, man. I just want to see physicality, and I just want them DBs to clamp down. But come on, caller, holler at us. What's happening?
Y'all want me to holler at y'all, man?
Please holler at us. Please holler, my boy.
Y'all want me to holler at
You
y'all,
talk,
man? What the
baby.
business is,
It's
homie?
you talk, baby.
Come on, DJ. What up?
DJ, it's been a minute.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, man. If y'all been looking at some of my posts and some of my different things that I'm sending out to different groups or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Bruh, I broke a lot of this stuff down to the science, and everything that I broke down to come to this point right here. Y'all listening?
Mm-hmm. Listening.
If we lose, the players failed us.
That's right.
It's man left over.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm dead. You know why I say I'm dead serious? Because I looked at things over the past couple years, even with Kevin Steele, and how he has, like, not shut down completely Jimbo's offense, but Jimbo ain't getting more than 20-something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, I mean Kevin Steele has shut that down. Did you see what he did when I posted that post? What he shut down Max Johnson, they're supposed to be starting quarterback with?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah,
we here.
We
got you.
We got you.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 points. Shut that quarterback down. When he goes back into the pocket, a shotgun or anything, when he says height, he's not the type of quarterback, he doesn't even move his feet. As soon as the ball gets to his hand from the center, he stands there and looks. He doesn't move. He stands right there like a mannequin, like a sexy mannequin in Victoria's Secret. You want to smack his ass. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is, bruh, if we don't go in there and beat them, I don't care about no crowd. I don't care about no, they got a top recruiting class and nothing like that. Nah, dog. You got to look at what's been done. And you got to also understand what's been done even with Miami. When Miami go out there and lose the game and look bad in the game, the next game they do what? They still go out there the next game and look bad and do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, they are what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell are we scared?
Right.
I can understand everybody got trembles because it's a game. We haven't beat a Power 5 team outside the conference away in a while. But it's a different coaching regime that we have, and it ain't hope that I'm talking about. You think the same way damn Jimbo don't want to lose this game, you think the same way that damn Mario ain't put his all into this shit?
Right.
Why you think he sat Rooster after a couple of drives last week? Why you think he sat Mesidor? Mesidor, he just happened to be 100% this week? Our top defensive lineman? Now, the only thing I have is, yes, our DBs are suspect. They suspect as hell.
Yep.
But one thing you got, which is good in our favor, bro, if you get to that goddamn quarterback that don't move his feet at all, which should be easy because we've been going after quarterbacks that can at least move outside of the pocket. Bruh, we got somebody that's standing there like a Statue of Liberty. That's like having a practice dummy that don't move as soon as you say height. If you don't get through that shit, now it's over. That means it'll be the players. It won't be the coaches.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I totally agree.
I'm trying to say, like, I don't know why everybody is damn fearful. I've been looking at them games. I don't give a damn what they saying about Jimbo. This is a must win. He has to win. He gonna win. He gonna go out there and do that point. Man, I am not scared of this game. Because one thing you know about Jimbo, and I know about Jimbo, I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. I done looked at this. Hey, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Don't have me do it.
Hey, yes, you can, bro. This. Tell them what it is, man, Frank. Tell them what it is, James Freeman.
It's you talk, baby.
It's the people show.
Win no games without Heisman-worthy motherfuckers on his team. He couldn't win nothing.
Say it again for the people in the back.
We couldn't win nothing without Cook.
DJ, say it again for the people. Hold on. DJ, say it again. They didn't hear you. Say it again.
Bruh, Jimbo has never won without Heisman-worthy people on his players on his team. Never. He had one when he didn't have Jameis or Cook. What the fuck he do? All of them were 8-4, 8-5. Now y'all got to dig deeper than this. He's not a coach like that.
Thank you.
And we scared. I'm tired of hearing these scared folks, especially you two. Hey, there's a chance we can go out there and lose tomorrow. But I can guarantee you this, it won't be because of coaching. I can guarantee you that.
Nah, that's what I totally agree with 100%. Because that's what I was saying last night when we was on Coach Hayes' show. Coach Hayes made a point and said that if the offensive line doesn't come out and dominate, that it's going to be, or come out and play with fire, that it's going to be all on Manny. I mean, not Manny, but
Let me ask you a question. Name an offensive lineman on Texas A&M.
I can't.
Can't.
You can't. I don't give a damn how high rate they came out of high school. These players have been developed, and it's showing.
Thanks.
This shit's showing. They have been developed. We haven't been developed either, but at least we had the summertime and this and that. Jimbo been there for like 5 years. Everybody that come there, wide receivers, never drafted.
Quarterbacks too.
O-linemen never. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, we agree. We agree. The players. We're saying the same thing. It's the players. These are not Mario. These are not all.
Game, our players fail the hell out of us. Our players fail, and I don't think our players gonna fail. This and people talk. Oh, Restrepo hurt, bruh. Do y'all understand that was Restrepo's roommate Tyler? Yep. I think this is better for Tyler. So he stopped going to goddamn Restrepo. Restrepo is reliable. He is not a star. Y'all can kill me in the comments. I don't give a fuck. He's not a star. He's reliable. He's like Braxton Berrios was Braxton Berrios' junior year.
Yeah, well, it's definitely somebody else's time to step up, though, DJ, because we ain't seen nobody else yet, though, DJ, so somebody else got to come on and show us what they can do.
Because we had to throw the ball. And then when we throw the ball, what wide receivers have dropped the ball? I've seen plays when they threw the Restrepo when players was out there damn near for a touchdown, wide open. We ain't dropped no balls yet.
They're going to have the opportunity tomorrow.
Huh?
I said they're going to have the opportunity tomorrow, definitely.
No, they're going to get their opportunity tomorrow, and I'm glad they're going to get their opportunity. But one thing about it, they ain't finna just go out there, and I don't think they're finna just go out there and fail their opportunity up under this staff. I mean, goddamn, we got 3 people, we got 3 folks on the goddamn staff and players that have beat Texas A&M already. Goddamn, Trash ran against them last year, had 6.4 yards of carry.
Killed him.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like, I mean, what are we talking about?
And I'll
If
say
we go
this.
in, the players failed us.
I'll say this real quick, DJ. I've been
And
telling
losing
people.
Restrepo is not a bad thing. You know why losing Restrepo is a good thing? Because it's time for y'all to see these other players. These other players were balling last year better than Restrepo. When they got opportunities. When did they get the opportunity? When everybody started going down, getting hurt. When Manny ain't had no fucking choice but to put him in. We got Arroyo. Why we still playing Mallory? Arroyo is way better than Mallory.
Catching and blocking. Catching and blocking.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we looking at the Southern Miss and Bethune game. We didn't have to do nothing. Yeah, we can try it out. Yeah, we can try out throwing deep. We can try all that stuff out. And I don't know why they didn't. You know why they did? They didn't have to. It was probably opportunities. They were like, hey, man, we're going to do this. But look at what Miami did when they were like, okay, let's turn it on. In the second half, let's turn it on. You don't think
But let me ask you something, DJ. Let me ask you something.
What's that?
You said that they turned it on in the second half, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you think that they can just turn it on and off against, like, we've seen the competition get better from week to week, from the first week to the second week. I mean, are you comfortable with us do you think that we the type of team that can just turn it on and off like that week by week?
No, I'm not comfortable with that. You know why? But that also comes with development, and it also comes with coaching, a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand at the same time, Mario's still seeing what these motherfuckers can do in games when the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's still trying to figure out what happens when the lights are on. Because you know we got great-ass practice players, DJ Ivy. Just to name one. We got great practice players. Mario is still trying to figure it out. But he's trying to figure it out so fast that, no, we can't turn it on and turn it off when we get into good competition. But I can tell you what, it's going to be different when you got somebody in your motherfucking face doing the whole game, busting your ass, coaching you up, than just sitting on the sideline, just, oh, we got the talent better than this other team. Like last year and these past years, these guys are coaching them up on the field. It ain't just going to that shit ain't just going to disappear like overnight, coaches. No. But I can tell you this, they ain't finna go out there and just fuck over some shit.
True.
They not. I can tell when I did things back in the day, and I'm not just putting me in it, but I can tell when I did things back in the day, even with your parents. You know what parent to get away with shit from. And you're going to keep getting away with it, keep getting away with it.
Right,
But
right.
once somebody else step into your life, especially I ain't going to say as a man or woman, I ain't going to do that on this show. But especially when they step into your life and it's going on a consistent level and they demand a certain type of this is what you going to do and you ain't got no choice. No, you ain't going to turn it on, turn it off. Last week, it wasn't no turn on, turn off from the players, I don't think. They had to get, it was in the first half, but when they got chewed out in that goddamn halftime, they went on. Because I think it wasn't just the players last game in the first half. It was the coaching, too. They didn't want to give up anything. They thought it was just going to just go out there and give a blowout, and which we could have put 60 points on Southern Miss.
I agree with
I
that.
do put blame on Gaddis, and I put blame on Tyler. Like a lot of people giving Tyler all this goddamn grace, but every good team we played, Tyler only has been good one half of the game. You can chew me out in the comments. I don't give a damn. I know what I see, and I know what I keep fucking seeing. He plays half games when we play decent teams. He's either good in the first half, Pittsburgh, or he's good in the second half, Florida State, UNC, UVA, and basically he's a second half quarterback.
North Carolina. Yeah.
North Carolina. I mean, how many more we got to name?
Yep.
Even games we won, he's a half quarterback. He's not the full deal. Just because you see them yards and touchdowns and shit, that don't mean a damn thing. He did most of that in one half. After that, he gets missing. He either gets missing at the beginning and come on at the end, or he gets missing at the end and he's been on at the beginning. And you know how I know that? Because even with the different coaches, he's done the same damn shit. Nobody's calling that out.
I love it.
You calling it out. Call it out.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it out because I know what the fuck I see. And until he shows me different, and this is some shit that when y'all in the comments or on live or whatever right now, y'all listen to it. Look at the goddamn game tomorrow. Look at the goddamn game the following week. If he's only good for one half, you know I wasn't fucking telling no lie. What he did the second half for Florida State, why the fuck he didn't do that the first half? He was getting rid of the ball quick. And it's funny because his partner, that's his second string, he gets rid of that motherfucker very fast.
Jake.
We just talked about that in
It's
the
almost
show,
in a
y'all.
pressure position that Jake. It's almost in a pressure position that Jake Garcia couldn't start over him, because only reason that he's starting over Jake right now, and I have no favorites. Let me put that out there. I have no favorites, but I know who's a gamer during the game time, and that's going to be a gamer through the whole game because he's shown it every time he steps on the field. Then a part-time gamer. We need no fucking part-time gamer. That's why we've been fucking losing for 20 damn years, because we had part-time gamers that would go in, get a sack, get happy because they got a sack, post the shit, dance at the end of the game even after a loss. We don't need part-time motherfuckers. We need full-time employees. This is what I hired you for.
So in saying that, DJ, because I feel like the offensive line still is shaky. What's your thoughts on the offensive line?
We can say the offensive line shaky all day. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we don't know. But we do know that they've gotten better, because we weren't running the ball like that and shit like that. And I'm also I'm gonna finish answering your question, and then I'm gonna go to another thing real quick. Okay? We say the offensive line shaky. We do this shit. But it ain't that damn shaky that Tyler can't get rid of the ball. Tyler holding on to that bitch for 5-10 seconds. Everybody gonna get to you by then. You wait till a motherfucker wide open. You supposed to be a so-called first-round pick. You supposed to get that shit in the tight holes. You supposed to not just look down one goddamn receiver. Why you think he was getting sacked last week against whatchamacallit, against Southern Miss? You know what the fuck he was doing? Look at the game again, man.
It was a lot of blown assignments too now.
Target.
A lot of blown assignments too now, DJ. It was a lot of blown assignments on that offensive line too now, DJ.
I can say blown assignments, yes. But how many blown assignments was it? We know this offensive line ain't the greatest in America. We know it. But guess what? Just like we know it, you don't think Tyler knows that shit? I got to get rid of this shit? You don't think the coaches know this? Why we ain't throwing the screen pass yet?
Well, y'all say we holding back. We holding back. We didn't want to open up everything. So I'm sure Gaddy's got a lot more in his bag of tricks, though.
What is opening up a screen pass? Where you let all the motherfuckers that's blitzing that you see coming to the line come through, and then you got the three linemen out there blocking for the running back that you throwing over the top, right there. What is a screen pass in holding back? That's to keep a lot of shit honest. And throwing deep is to keep a lot of shit honest also. I can understand why they ain't throw the Keyshawn Smith the first game. That motherfucker was tired as hell running all the goddamn yards on the kick return. Why the fuck would I tell that nigga he ain't got no breath? And it's Bethune-Cookman. And then he threw one to him last week. You see, he wasn't that goddamn tired. Keyshawn Smith was open on the pass that he threw to Restrepo, which went for a couple yards, which could have been a touchdown. Keyshawn Smith was over there wide ass open for the touchdown.
Yep.
It's like, Tyler, you got to get out of, I got a favorite. I know you got to have a safety valve, a safety blanket. In football, you got to have this. You got to have technicians running that shit at wide receiver that you know I can throw this shit to him, you know what I'm saying, off rip. Because he going to work that DB. He going to work all that shit. But you got to look across the field, man. There's motherfuckers wide open, and there's not, you talking about not, people is a rumor, oh, we don't trust the wide receiver, they drop, but a wide receiver has not dropped the goddamn ball this year. Only drop ball has been from Mallory, which was behind him, and who was that? Who fault was that? Or too low? Who fault was that? That was Tyler. One thing I think we get, hey, Van Dyke is a great, he's a good player. I'm not going to give him great. I'm not going to give him great until I see him go out there and motherfucking win a game when your back is against the wall. I'm not going to give him great until I can see him playing more than one half of football.
Very fair.
Well, I think that's the whole team.
Yeah, yeah.
I think,
and that is the whole team. But I'm with this game in particular. I don't really think we got to worry about Texas A&M offense, even with our defense being kind of shaky at times. This game is about we have to go out there and put a couple of points. We ain't even got to put a lot, 30. We put 30 on Texas A&M, game over. And we supposedly got this high offensive coordinator that's supposed to game them. Bruh, he should know how to work around the weaknesses, the line, and everything. So I mean, it comes on everybody this game. But if we lose this game, it's players.
I agree. That 100% agree with
And
that.
I don't think it's their talent. It's not the players' talent. It's their fucking mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you fuck up, everything gonna be all right. No, it's not. That's why you've been getting your ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
But mentality, you can't change over off season. But Kane, we will see tomorrow night.
Talk to him, DJ.
I love it.
But I love y'all guys, and I can't wait till y'all come up to the 8 so I can turn this motherfucker.
And this is our DJ. And this is our DJ for the Utah Hurricane Bash as well, y'all. So y'all get to meet DJ live on WAG at the party, man. November the 11th. This is our DJ.
I want him to work that mic just like he worked them phone calls. Work that mic just like he worked them phone calls.
I can't wait to see y'all boys, man. Hey. As soon as we get out the car, we taking a shot. Even before y'all set up the cameras and all that, we taking a shot. Fuck that.
You already know.
My God.
You already know, DJ.
It's Utah, baby. It's Utah, baby.
Sir.
DJ, man. Hey, we looking forward to it too, bro. Hey, I got to get with you next weekend too. So we'll go out to lunch next weekend if you're available, bro. We gotta talk about stuff.
Hey, we can make it happen, man. Wherever you want to go, man. We can get some seafood, or we can go out to what's this place out here? Papados. We can go.
Yeah, let's do Papados. Let's do Papados next Saturday. I'll call you tomorrow before the game.
All right, give me the time, man.
Okay, for sure.
Hey,
I'll call you.
I'm gonna have a shot waiting on you. You know, hey, I don't say shit until the shot is taken. hey, I don't care what it is, man. Hey, I'm gonna hold you to it. Let's do it. All right, man. I'm gonna call you tomorrow, DJ. All right, man. Y'all big ups, man. Love you. I love you too, boy. Y'all get more people on this show. Let's do it. I love y'all, man. Big up, man. Love y'all.
Oh, I
Big
love
up.
you too,
Much
brother.
love,
All
bro.
right,
Too,
man.
Much love.
Thank you.
All right, brother.
It's you talk, baby.
That's our boy, man. That's DJ, y'all. DJ gonna be in the building November the 11th. November the 11th, Utah Hurricane Bash, man. Be here in Atlanta. Get your tickets on Eventbrite, or you can go to utahsportshow.com. Get your tickets. We having a blast. We want to see everybody. It's gonna be on Miami versus Georgia Tech. That was a good call. You felt. I mean, he touched on everything. He touched on a whole lot of stuff. Where y'all want to start at first?
A lot of swag.
Hey, listen. Bottom line, why be scared? I
agree with him.
I tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why so many people are scared. And Cuban Kane, this is for you, especially for you, Cuban Kane. Everybody is scared because of what Manny done did all these years.
Yes.
That's why everybody's scared. Because guess what?
For me, damn right.
Mario didn't have the quarterback at Oregon last year that he has this year. He didn't have the talent at Oregon last year that he has this year. And he took a less talented team into Columbus and beat a top 5 team last year.
Without his best players.
Without his best players. All he had was Kayvon Thibodeau and Justin Flo. Well, I think Flo might have been hurt for that game if I'm not
Flo was
mistaken.
out too. They were both out.
All right, they were both out. So he went up there with a bunch of nobodies. And I know what you're going to say, Cuban. Yeah, I'm throwing shots. I got to throw shots. I got to go at it because guess what? He threw shots at me while DJ was talking. Cuban, I'm going to tell you like this, my brother. I know what you're about to say. What about what happened to Utah? Man, listen, Mario was ready to come to Miami for that. He wasn't worrying about winning nothing at no Oregon. He was already locked in on Miami.
His mother was ill too. Let's not forget that as well.
That too. Great point.
James, what you took from DJ Cole, man?
Dude, just the swag. I mean, honestly, I wanted to come on here and just talk so much trash about how we're gonna beat them tomorrow and so forth. And it got me hyped to just say, why not? Why not? You know, it's time. It really is. I mean, and I think that the reason why we are scared is the fact that we have been let down before. We have been let down. One thing I do want to say is that, you know, Tyler does have an opportunity tomorrow in regards to, well, can I answer that one real quick for Cuban? That was a Pac-12 refs throwing Justin Flo out of the game on that last drive and giving a quarterback so many opportunities. Still let him score, you know, that shouldn't have let him score, but that they were off the field and the refs were throwing pass interference calls at that last drive. And realistically, you shouldn't have even had it at that point. I agree with you. But realistically, the Pac-12 officials hosed Mario and Oregon that game and gave Stanford that game. No questions asked. But back to what I was saying. I really feel that it's not just Mario, guys. Do we even compare the staff that Mario had last year to the staff this year? I'll say something that DJ said. It is going to be on the players tomorrow. And these are the recruits and the guys that we're going to battle with. But it's good. I mean, it's what we've got. But I really feel that when Mario took the job and whoever hired him, you know, whatever that deal was, he knew he could win in year one. And this is why you have fans that are doing the 15-0 or, you know, hey, listen, 10-2 and things like that. Well, guess what? How about we start looking at 11-1? Because I ain't really that all afraid of Clemson. You know, that was supposed to be the other two if you're really going through it. And you can lose. But the thing is that how did you lose? Did you get smoked off the field in the first quarter like in Bama? I mean, we knew it was done 5 minutes into that game. It was over. They could have named the score, and that was embarrassing last year. Okay, same thing with LSU a couple years ago. But my point is, and you had a better roster against LSU than you do now. That's the sad part. But that LSU team was way better than what A&M's got.
Hey, hold on for a minute, James. I'm gonna bring you back. I got the call on hold. I'm gonna bring you back in.
Okay, yeah, but
go ahead. Finish your point. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but all I'm going to say real quick that he's right, and Mario brought these coaches in to with the players that he's got. He felt he could win in year one, and then he can get his players in there, the guys that really are the definition of what this program should be aiming for all the time, and it's just going to be a well-oiled machine. And I really believe it starts tomorrow. And he's right. We should come in, punch him in the mouth, and end this thing by halftime. Maybe TVD only has to play one half. So there you go. I mean, why not? So.
Caller, you on with you talk? State your name and where you're calling from.
It's you talk, baby.
What's up, my boys? What's going on, baby boys? This your boy B Mac. What's up, man?
B Mike in the building. B Mike, what's up?
What's hey, boy? Look at here. Look at here. Look at here, man. Look at him. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here. DJ is my unsung hero.
He listening?
Man, I'm sitting up here smoking my cigar. DJ, I just want to let you know, if you're still in the chat, my brother, I just took 2 shots of this Casamigos for you, brother. Now, where I go from here, I don't even know. But look here, man. That man just hit on everything that I wanted to hit on. This dude just had the call of the year so far. Now, what Phil Collins say, baby? I can feel it in the air. I can feel it in I can feel it. It's something about tomorrow. I think we're gonna win this game, but I think it's gonna be a battle. But DJ said it best, man. And I'm like this here, man. The one thing I learned in playing football, forget the crowd. He right about that. Damn, they can have 200,000 up in there. That crowd ain't got a damn thing to do with what you're going to do on that field. My coach used to tell us all the time, block that crowd out. It's like when you
Hey, as soon as you said that, hey, not to cut you off, B Mike, as soon as you said that, Jay Stokes say, I just want the Canes to quiet that stadium tomorrow night. As soon as you was talking, go ahead, though. What's up, Jay Stokes?
It's just like those horses in the horse race, man. Put your blinders on. That horse don't see that other horse on the side of him. He's trying to get to that finish line.
Come on.
That's what Miami got to do. We trying to get to the finish line, dog. I don't give a damn about they can pack it out. They can barbecue on the sideline if they want to. I don't give a damn. Go in there and take care of your business. But for the players, for my Miami Hurricanes, this is the game, dog, where y'all have got to, first of all, believe in yourself. Trust yourself to go out there and do your job. But you also must trust that player behind you, on the side of you, or in front of you to do their job. Don't go out here and try to do everybody else's job. Just do your job. If everybody does their job, you should win this game. Now, DJ was right. Why the hell everybody scared? I'm going to tell you why everybody's scared. Everybody thought we was going to walk in that goddamn that Mercedes-Benz down and beat Alabama, and we got the shit kicked out of it. That's why we scared.
That's what it is.
Wow. Because why? We knew, and to be honest, we had a grown man team, but we did not have a damn team. It's a difference. The grown men show up, but they left the team in Carl Gables. Because why? You did not have a coaching staff. Man, I'm going to tell you, this coaching staff, man, I've been watching film for the last few days. And I was talking to one of my partners the other night. I said, man, I've been watching different tapes on this team. Man, I went back to watching Kevin Steele when he was defense coordinator at Clemson. And I'm like, well, I hope we don't do this. But at the end of the day, I like the fact that Kevin Steele is the DC because he's old school and he's been around for a long time. So I know he's seen just about everything, even with Jimbo. And I'm going to tell you something that I think a lot of people are forgetting. When you see Texas A&M, this team you looking at Texas A&M, you looking at right now. Tell me what team do you see when you see Texas A&M? And if it's taking you that long to answer, it's blowing me. You see past Miami Hurricane teams. You got a coach. Let pay attention now. You got a coach that they paid all this money to, that they brung in, just Mark Richt. Quarterback problems, Mark Richt. Miami past years, Mark Richt. You ain't got a quarterback. And I keep telling everybody, telling the guy at work the other day, man, if you got to play, and your boy used to be good at saying this, what's the coach, I forget his name, the coach in the NFL. He said, if I got to play 2 quarterbacks, I ain't got no damn quarterback. And he right. If you got to play 2 damn quarterbacks, you do not have a quarterback. You don't have one. Because let me tell you what's going to happen now. You just played this quarterback that for 2 games. You finna put whoever the hell in there to play tomorrow. He ain't got no chemistry. He ain't got no chemistry with the wide receivers. So it's all of a sudden gonna happen overnight. Hell no. Because guess what? They ain't gonna know when to break down. Is he gonna run like your boy did last week? He did take off and run a few times, even when they played Sam Houston. And hell, if you go back and watch Sam Houston was doing what the hell they wanted to do to Texas A&M defense too. Yep. They just ain't have the damn players to catch the ball. So my thing is this. Everybody needs to do their job. If we can get everybody on the same page of doing their job, man, we should win this game. And then I'm like this here. Truth be told, now, don't kill me, because I've been drinking, me and my brothers. Don't kill me. Dude, I don't give a damn if we win this game or not tomorrow. I don't give a damn. I'm getting ready. I'm waiting on the damn conference. I don't give 2 flips if we win this game tomorrow or not. Because remember what I told y'all at the beginning, but when y'all were doing the earlier shows, I'm taking it 1 game at a time. I ain't predicting jack shit. I done drunk enough of this Kool-Aid, dude. I don't give a damn who coach. Fix it. We gonna do this shit 1 game at a time, brother. Because y'all right. It's still a little manny in there. But then again, I seen a couple of interviews with guys, and this just me going off on what I've seen, and I know everybody say, well, that could just be. I think this team do got a little bit of a change going on with them, and I kind of like it because I can tell the way some of the guys doing their interviews now. It's like they're paying a little bit more attention to detail, and it's like they're trying to do better. They trying to take on that role with the way Mario. And let's not forget now, Mario did walk in Ohio State last year and kick their ass.
Yep.
And we had and they had their quarterback wasn't the best, but he went up in there and kicked their ass. So I feel like we should win, man. I think we ought to win, and I give you a prediction. I know I told y'all guys I wasn't predicting no score, but I think if we win tomorrow, I say the game. My score will be 35-21 Miami. I think we good enough to put 35 points on the board, and I think Clemson may be good. I think Texas A&M may be good enough to get 21 points because you got to think. I watch so much film because I've been at home. I watched it. What the hell you watching the old games for? I'm looking for something. And all the games that I done watched that Coach Steele had went against Jimbo, he haven't got no more than 20 points. So I think 21-35, and I think these guys gonna really. I think we're gonna see something a little different. And Larry, my boy Larry Frank, boy, you hit it on the head. You hit it on the head, dog. I damn near dropped my drink. You said what you said. You hit it on the head, boy. You right about Rooster, boy. You hit it on the head, dog. Because I'm going to tell you something now. I'm going all the way back to Urban Meyer days in Florida, and I don't really like Florida. Speed kills, bro. Speed kills. And I'm going to tell you something about them be that D-line, Texas A&M. Man, them boys don't want to be running sideline to sideline tomorrow. Looking at what App State did to their ass. They don't want to do that. By halftime, them boys was sucking for air. 82 snaps. Man, them boys did 82 plays, man, to 38. Man, them boys were tired as hell. Tired as hell. So, with that being said, I got to get back to my drink and to my cigar. Y'all cats have a good night. Y'all cats have a good night.
What a great call.
Hey, God bless y'all cats, man, and bless the fam.
Same to you.
And back at
Same
you.
to you, bro.
Don't worry. Everything gonna be all right. See y'all boy later, man.
All right, B Mike, man. I love you, brother. Hey, you be safe. Have a good weekend. All right. That's our brother, man.
It's you talk, baby.
Hey, B Mike, you better have some of that yak in that glass too, boy. Hey, you guys. Hey, I want to apologize tonight, man. And Brett Romberg couldn't make it on tonight. I'm sorry, man. We'll get a reschedule in. I just want to let you guys know that, man. I apologize. So I'll let you guys know when the reschedule is going to be. But I want to go ahead and put that out there. But yeah, man. I think everybody ready for tomorrow. I think everybody is ready for tomorrow. I think it's time. It's finally here. This is the test that we all, I know me, I can't speak for nobody else, but I couldn't get excited about the first two games. I'm glad we got the W's, but I want to see us against a worthy opponent, an SEC team. And I'm not saying that Texas A&M is good or nothing like that, but I just think that, I want to see them against some worthy competition, man. And I think tomorrow we're going to see what type of team we got, man. Talk to me, Stallion.
Well, I loved what he said, and I think that that's going to be the difference. Is they're going to be hogging air, and we're going to be the more conditioned team. And it's just all about like Larry said, Coach Feld, a strength and conditioning guy on the sideline right there, just as intense as everybody coaching being done. To go back to DJ's call too, the truth of the matter is you look at what happened with just he was talking about like getting in the in-game coaching, and that's being done too. All those analysts, everything. I mean, this is a staff that Mario put together that he didn't have these resources all at Oregon, even with Phil Knight's money. I mean, the program really bought in, because if they didn't, he wouldn't be here right now. He'd still be at Oregon. I really believe that. And I think that tomorrow, the coaching in itself is a touchdown difference. I mean, I know we haven't done predictions yet, but I love his prediction of 35-21. I really do. I really do like it.
Y'all come on with your predictions. Larry, Frank, talk to us, man. Put y'all predictions in the chat. Come on, Frank.
I'm going to stick with what I had last night on the YouTube takeover with Coach Hayes. Me and B-Mac think alike, because last night on Coach Hayes' show, I went 35-17 Miami, so I'm going to stick with that. But I'm going to say this much. I think everybody needs to keep a few things in mind. Number one, everybody is freaking out because you're looking at Jimbo, this mystique of Jimbo being a great coach. In fact, Jimbo, like DJ said, he's an 8-win season guy. He might have had a couple of 10-win seasons here and there, but he had special players. So he don't have that. The quarterback he had last year that beat Alabama transferred. Let that ring a bell right there.
Yep.
So that's the first part. I mean, Jimbo, in my opinion, is overrated. He's living off that national championship. The second thing, because A&M beat Alabama last year, that's another factor into why people are scared. Guess what? LSU came very close to beating Alabama. They hung with them last year. Arkansas. They only lost by a touchdown last year. Auburn had them beat last year. A lot of teams had Alabama. Alabama is not what they used to be. You saw that last weekend against Texas. It took the refs cheating Texas to beat Alabama. What he said? Y'all say I'm negative. I got 73
brother,
Miami.
man. What's wrong with some brother? He ain't got no sit up.
I love him. I do. I love him.
Get him some help. Get him some help. So that's the
Is
second
he going to be in
factor.
Atlanta? I want to buy him a drink.
I hope he is.
I want to give him a hug.
I hope he is.
I don't know, man.
But real quick, I was just gonna finish that up. So real quick, the first factor is Jimbo, being overrated in my opinion as a coach. The second factor is the fact that they beat Alabama last year. Alabama is not who they once were. They're living off of the mystique and still living off of Nick Saban. So by him beating them last year, that's what's giving them, those vibes there. The third thing, they're in the SEC. The media has trained everybody that the SEC is just this big, super unstoppable conference. Guess what? At the end of the day, the SEC is Alabama and Georgia for right now. Nobody else in the SEC is making noise. Nobody else in the SEC is going to make noise. On our side, there's still a lot of PTSD going on for the last 16, 17 years. More importantly, the last 3 years with Manny as the head coach. So, I mean, you take all them factors in right there. That's why everybody is really on edge and freaking out about this game tomorrow. Now, as I said, your head coach just took a team in Oregon that was not as talented as this Miami team, went into Columbus and won. Your offensive coordinator, Josh Gaddis, also called an offensive team of players at Michigan that didn't have as much talent, in my opinion, that this Miami team has. Beat Ohio State. You got two people on staff that beat Ohio State. You got Kevin Steele on staff, as DJ pointed out, beat those other teams, held Jimbo in check and beat them and all of that. And let's not forget what he did to 2019 LSU. When LSU was ringing off 50 points against everybody, Kevin Steele went from a 3.35 to I think he adjusted. I forgot what he adjusted it to. But he was able to make that adjustment, and it was Bo Nix that lost that game against LSU that year because they couldn't score. Mm-hmm. They held Joe Burrow and company to 23 points. So at the end of the day, those are all the factors. So come on with the call. I just wanted to get that out.
Hey,
It's
Larry, can I
Utah.
throw real
Call
quick
us.
something?
Hold real quick. Call. Go ahead, Jane.
My bad on that one.
Go.
All I wanted to say, Larry, to go with that point with Steele, honestly, what about the fact that the quarterback messed them up from being 3-0 against Jimbo? If Auburn had any offense that year or whatever, Malzahn would still be coaching there. Steele would have been 3-0 against him instead of 2-1, and that was the
Big
best
facts.
A&M team.
Big facts.
Go ahead.
That's what's
Colin.
up. Come on, brother Jay Blaze. What it do? You on Utah? I already know who it is.
It's Utah, baby.
What's going on? I'm here watching this. I'm double taking.
Yeah, I'm
watching
peeking
the
too.
game, plus I'm watching y'all. I'm watching y'all at the same time, man. Hey,
I'm peeking
this
too, Blaze.
FSU, man. FSU about to lose, man. They about to lose big. It looked like.
Good.
Look like
Good.
man. FSU quarterback out, and they already up. Louisville 21-14 over FSU right now.
Yeah, it's a minute and 31 to go before halftime.
Yeah, I want to say this about Texas A&M, man. Look, I know everybody giving their score predictions, and everybody want to be real and talk real. You know, they want to be down to earth and talk real. But really, man, I don't care who we play. If we play Alabama, Clemson, I don't care who we play. When we walk in the building, we have to have a mindset of domination. We're going to win the game. If you start talking about we're going to lose the game before we even play the game, we already lost mentally. So I know Mario got these boys pumped. Man, I can care less about an A&M. I really don't care about A&M. They don't impress me at all, really. They average to me. So, I mean, the mindset is straight domination. You know, we got to go in there and have high energy, the attitude. I mean, we got to come and bring it to them. You understand? And more games like this to build confidence once we beat this, we dominate this game. See, this Mario, he's coming in there, he's changing the culture. And the culture got to be changed because we can't we can't be laxy-daisy thinking that we're going to be for real and having all these predictions, man, because really the game of football, on any given Saturday or Sunday, it's football. You know, may the best man win. So when you walk in, no matter how big the crowd is or how little the crowd is, play football. Enjoy the game and dominate. It's all about the attitude of the team. And the attitude reflects off of the coach. And in the coach, what we got, Mario is leading the crowd. He's leading the way. So, and the coaching staff he put together, he knew that was important to develop these kids. We already know they got talent. We already know they can compete with anybody with the talent we got. They just need to be coached up. And sometimes things take time to develop. But, man, when it comes to an attitude going into a game, always have the mindset and mental aspect of domination. I'm going to win the game. Never go into the game and say, well, A&M is good. I don't know. We might not be that good, or we might not do this, or we might not do that. Nah, you can't look at it like that. We got to go into every single game with the mindset, because with the mindset of winning, that's where you start winning a game before you even play the game. It's the mindset.
Preach.
You have to go in the game and dominate. So these kids know what they got to do. You got to go in there and win. Just win the football game. Hey, man, just get down with the get down. That's what you're going to have to do. You want to get down with the get down. You know, if it's a slugfest, it's a slugfest. But we're going to win the game. I can't wait till we get this win tomorrow night so it can put us on the map. People can start saying, look out for Miami, because right now they ain't paying attention to it. People saying, it's a lot of people just talking back and forth, you know, disagreeing, agreeing. But like I said again, even down to Pee Wee football, you got to go into a game with the mindset of winning. Because if you don't go into a game with the mindset of winning, that you just average and you might lose the game. And you already lost before you even play the game. So let's go in there and dominate and win this game tomorrow night.
Amen.
Brother Blaze, Brother J Blaze, you heard it from the Blaze man.
Yes, sir. And the weekend gonna be lovely because FSU gonna lose and we gonna win. It's gonna be sweet.
We got another half of football, Blaze. Hold on, Blaze. We got another damn half of football, man. Yeah, pump your Blaze, Blaze.
Claim it.
Football, Blaze. Come on now.
Hey, Blaze, you forgot. Listen, you forgot about them Steelers, Blaze. We going 2-0-2. I'm going.
Damn.
Hey, I play D in the fantasy league, man. Hey, D, don't
Blaze. Hey, Blaze, you see my record garbage, boy, so I ain't even. You gonna clear me tomorrow too, man. On Sunday.
Oh Lord.
I'm garbage, Blaze. I know you gonna win.
Y'all take it easy, man.
Hey, hold on, Blaze. Hey, you coming to Atlanta for the bash?
Hey, man, I'm trying. I want to, but I don't know, man. There's so much things I'm dealing with right now. I told you I'm dealing with myself with COVID. I'm trying to get over this COVID stuff. And then I'm dealing with my pops. So my pops not that good. So
all right.
I already lost my mother this year.
Yeah,
y'all remember when I used to be at the hospital the time when I used to call.
Remember that. Yeah.
Now she's gone away, so now I'm dealing with my dad. My dad not doing too hot. So prayers for him. But hey man, everything will be all right. You know what I'm saying? Gotta stay
That's
strong.
what's up. Hey man, we praying for you, brother, and we love you. You already know.
Yeah, you one of us, bro.
Praying for you.
Yeah. And you need us. You got the phone number. You need us now. You already know now.
Oh yeah. No question.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Anything, brother. All righty.
Be easy.
You too, brother.
Prayers up.
Brother J Bay.
It's you talk, baby.
This was my boy Brian said it, man. He said he wanted. Do the people want the song?
Oh my gosh!
Had to do it.
That's what my boy Brian, man. Brian crazy. Hey man, I want to see some of the predictions in the chat. Give us some predictions. Talk to us. They've been what, Cuban King? What's up, Mr. Dixon? I'm gonna put it up, man. We're gonna be in Duluth, sir. In Duluth. And if you want to email me, I'm gonna put my email up. I'll send you the details. Hold on, you know what? Actually, I got something better for you. I got something better for him, Larry Frank. Let me give him something better. Hold on, Mr. Dixon. Let me give him something, man. Hold on real quick. Let me give him something better, Mr. Frank. Hold on.
It's you talk, baby.
I'm on the Nike shit for real. You niggas know I got. You niggas know I got.
Mr. Dixon, I'm about to put the email address up. If you want to email me, I can send you the link to it, or you can go to Eventbrite, and it has the address and all of the details. Just type in UTalk Hurricane Bash, or you can go to the website utalksportshow.com, and you can buy your tickets from there. You can see all of the details about the bash. Thank you for asking, sir. I'm about to put it up right now. Prayers up for our boy, brother Jay Blaze, UTalk Family Cane Nation. That's our brother. Day one supporter, man, since we started doing this. Y'all already know. Look at Cuban Kane, man. You gonna stop?
I'd like to go back to Sigmund.
Yeah, go back to Sigmund. Yeah, that's a great question.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just real quick chime in on that. At this point, give me the pocket passer only because our ends have not shown containment. They've really collapsed, and the mobile quarterbacks that we faced thus far. I mean, that was just in Bethune. That guy was really starting to get some yards on the ground. But for right now, let's just go ahead on and get the pocket passer. We can go ahead and get a good rush up the middle, try to blitz him, and try to overpower that line. I'm just not too confident right now with the ends keeping containment. Until those ends really step up and they're more reliable, I don't want to see any mobile quarterbacks right now. Not that I don't think we can handle them, but I think they'll give us a little trouble out the gate until they get those adjustments made.
I agree with that. I agree with that, Larry. You know, I'd rather face a pocket passer. Now, you know what would be a great question too is who would you rather face, Haynes King or Max? You know, at this, we know what Max can do. You said it best. In 2 years' time, you know, 36 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. This Haynes King guy can't even get the ball to his receivers. You know, so
Yeah.
but he can make plays with his legs, and we have that history of allowing quarterbacks to really burn us. And like you said, our defensive ends aren't there where they, you know, they're getting coached up. You know, Coach Wright, Coach Joe, Jason Taylor, you know, being an analyst, they're being taught, but at the same time, they're still going to be prone to be making mistakes and get excited and want to make a highlight reel out there. But at the same time, you got to make sure that you wrap up and you know stay in your lane to good angles, tackling, things like that. But in this case, I would definitely want to face the pocket passer, and not to mention a guy that throws the ball with a rush. If we can get pressure on Max and he throws the ball up, we have got to come down with those interceptions. We can't have the drops we had last week against a team like Southern Miss. You can get away with that. The turnovers are going to be huge in tomorrow's game, us protecting the ball, but also if we can get them rattled and cause those turnovers, especially from a pocket passer, that would be ginormous. That would be absolutely ginormous. So, yeah.
Cam, you know Cam can take one. He'll take one away from you. You know James Williams will take one away from you. I was real disturbed, man. One of those passes, man, Blaze was just standing up there looking at the ball. I'm like, bro, go get it. You know, like, what are you doing? You know? So, you know, when those opportunities present themselves, we got to cash that ticket in, man. We gotta really do what we got to do. I'll just go ahead on right quick while D is away.
Oh, absolutely. Larry, can I also throw out there, what about the fact that, you know, that could be easy points right there if you do a pick six, you know? I mean, I think we've got a bunch of guys on defense that would block and have the speed to go downfield and house that, honestly. I mean, some of the guys. So can't have those opportunities be missed. Absolutely.
Most definitely. All right, B-Mac. Quick question, guys. Who do you think on defense is going to have the best game, whether it be D-line, linebacker, or secondary? I think that question piggybacks just what we said. I think Max is going to put that ball in the air. I think we're going to get a couple of picks. We're going to, and I think a pick six is very much possible, as the Stallion just alluded to. D-line could probably get a good rush and maybe get a couple of sacks, but as far as something that's going to impact the game, I'm thinking they're going to try to throw the ball because they've really been very bad on offense the first couple of weeks. I think Jimbo's going to want to try to prove a point. I think Jimbo is being stubborn. He's kind of biting the page out of Les Miles' old playbook. He knows he needs to make adjustments, and he don't want to do it. So, because he was contemplating on whether or not he should continue to play calling duty. So I'm thinking he's going to probably continue to call plays because this is Jimbo we talking about. He's an egomaniac, and he's switching quarterbacks thinking he has a better shot. So I think Max will get flustered, and I think the secondary will make an impact, B-Mac.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. If I have to pick a player per unit, this is who I see that for us to win, this has to be the guy that dominates it per position. I like Leonard Taylor at defensive tackle. He's got to have the game of his life. He's got to show why he's a 5-star. Okay, that's number one. Defensive end, you got to go with Akeem Messador. You got him back this week, and he's got a lot to prove, and he can be that next defensive end that gets drafted. And this is a money game for him to show that he should be drafted come April. Linebacker, I'm going to go Wesley Besaint. They've been getting him ready in practice like we talked about. He's a missile. That's another Sean Spence, but I think he can be better than Sean Spence, and I love Sean Spence. But I think that guy is got all the tools to be a great spy, good coverage, and he can wrap up and hit. And so I like him at linebacker. And at DB, I'm going to go with it right now, baby James Williams. That's who I like right there. I think he's going to have a great game in the secondary. So you got to go with your best players. That's how it goes. And those are the four guys at those individual positions. And, you know, if we get something from Takori or Gilbert at the star position, awesome. You know, depending on what tendencies, you know, we're going to have and so forth. So, but defense has got to tackle tomorrow and got to get off the field on third down. That's what I'm going to be looking for. because that's how App State got off the field. They got them 3 and out many times. We have got on 3rd and long, we cannot allow them to get a first down and continue a drive. That'll deflate the crowd real quick if they see more of the same 2 weeks in a row. Those are facts.
Right. And that's a problem that has plagued Miami for years. We can handle our business on first down. We can get them on second down and have a 3rd and long. And for some reason, they convert. And here, you know what? And listen, I don't even know why I'm just going there with 3rd down, 4th and 17. You know, last year, you know, a couple of years ago against North Carolina, I think it was 4th and 17 or 18 or whatever.
It was.
So we've got to learn how to close these series down. And when we got them on their heels, we got to be able to keep them on their heels and get off the field. Let our defense get some rest, because if our defense is constantly, you know, they got that pressure of being on the field and they're getting tired and mentally it's starting to get taxing, that's how you start making mistakes. That's how those 50-50 balls and stuff like that, you start losing those battles.
Larry, I got a question for you that I'm curious about, and Dee can even answer this too, and anybody in the chat is welcome to answer it as well. Tomorrow, when we play the game, and I'm focusing more on the offensive side of the ball, you know, we want to see, is Gaddis going to open up the playbook? You know, what are we going to see from Gaddis? And my question is this: if they are still just running the ball, just basic plays, and we're like killing them, you know, at it, do we still open up the playbook? Or, I mean, like, do you see what I'm kind of asking with that question? It's like, how much do you really show if you're killing them with just the basic stuff already? Because based on DJ's call, you know, they may not be as conditioned or that ready to play and that good. And we're going to get a different team, don't get me wrong, but there's also that possibility too. How much does Gaddis really show tomorrow if the stuff that's working the last couple weeks works again tomorrow, honestly? Or does he just really just open it up? So go for it.
Well, I think you have to just go ahead and open up the gates and let the dogs run, because this is week 3. If you're going to hold back because you have a light game or two to open the season, you hold back whatever you hold back to give yourself an opportunity to catch a team like this off guard. I mean, we got Middle Tennessee next week and then the bye week and then North Carolina. So at this point, you got to run your offense. It's time to start establishing your identity. So even if we come out there starting off kind of conservative running the ball and we're having great success and we're dominating, hey, man, Tyler still needs to get that arm working. To credit what DJ was saying, you got all these other receivers. Your safety net is out. It's time for you to start going to those receivers, because at some point during the season, you're going to need a big play. You're going to need a 4th and 6 to keep a drive going, to advance the ball, to get in the field goal range, to keep your division hopes alive, or a conference championship game, those hopes alive. So what are you going to do? Not run the play because you don't want to show it? No, you've got to open it up. But that's what people have to understand. Gaddis came here from Michigan with more of a balanced offense and a balanced attack. I personally think, we talked about this on the hype show on a recap show the other night. I personally think the fans have just gotten spoiled because they look at the numbers, they look at what TVD did last year when he emerged, and they're expecting TVD to come out here and being a Heisman candidate, being a so-called first-round draft, having first-round draft stock. They're looking for Tyler to, you know, put those 400-plus yard games up with 4 and 5 touchdowns. When the fact is this, man, back in the day, we won championships, and a lot of times Dorsey wasn't lighting up the scoreboard like that. There was no need. You know, you had Portis and McGahee. You know, you didn't have to light the scoreboard up. You know, so not in the passing game at least. Remember, you know, even though, you know, he wasn't here, Brett Romberg, that time when he was there from 2000 until 2002, Miami averaged 460 yards of offense. And he had 3 1,000-yard rushers: James Jackson, Clinton Portis, and Willis McGahee. So I don't care how we score points and how we get them on the board. let's just get them on the board and have more when the whistle blows at the end of the fourth quarter than the other team.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, I agree, Brian. Honestly, he really should show everything tomorrow because, again, here's imposing our will. Okay, honestly, unleash the playbook and make it pee-pee pants time for the ACC for a change. Why are we so scared about, this team and the history? That needs to be thrown out the window. This is a new identity. And here's another thing for tomorrow. The players who have been ridiculed, we don't need to say names or numbers. Get it together and have the game of your life. If there was ever a game to put it all together and all the crap, put it together and punch somebody in the face and shut us up. Those that have been criticizing, honestly, it's our opinion. But realistically, how many times in the past have the greats had one off game? And literally, it's like you never remembered that off game because the next game, they made you forget that and that it even ever happened. Simple as that. So that's what I want tomorrow, cojones. I want cojones tomorrow. And honestly, show why you got the U on the side of your helmet. They're just Texas A&M. We're Miami. They have 3 national titles that they claimed because it was before the AP and all that. 1939 was the last time they had one. We have 6, and nobody can tell me different. Okay, we have 6. It has 5, but we have 6. Okay?
Actually, 7 if you count what the computers did us in 2000.
Thank you. Preach. And realistically, if the playoff was going on back in the 80s or what have you like that, wouldn't you have loved another shot at Notre Dame on neutral territory and no ref and flag being thrown? The 88 squad got robbed of a title too. So, but what I'm saying is that we are a program They are an SEC media darling, and that's not Alabama or Georgia we're playing tomorrow. Okay, that would be a different story. I really feel that we come out there and I'm going to go honestly 31-20. That's my final prediction, us. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe 35-10 and we win away, we run away with it. Honestly, I would not be surprised. My heart would love it, but realistically, I mean, if Mario and the coaching staff has them prepared, why not we blow them off the field? And then here's the narrative. Well, that just wasn't a good A&M. Screw that. I mean, the media loved them before the season. They were the talk of can they beat Saban 2 years in a row, and everything like that. I mean, please, it's so funny how teams change from week to week or what have you. Everybody loved that recruiting class. Everybody loved Jimbo. And now it's like, oh, well, Miami's just better, No, I mean, you guys had us as a 9-point dog. It's 5.5 now or whatever. God knows what it's going to be when the ball
Hold the line, caller. Right. It's Utah. Caller, state your name and where you're calling from.
What it do? Y'all boys know who it is.
Jamal Davis.
Jamal Davis.
What up?
It's Friday.
It's Friday, baby. It's Friday.
Coming up on Saturday, game day.
Yes, sir.
But I wanted to say, man, I'm tired of that. Don't show them the playbook and this and that. Y'all know in the day's time, it's about how many points you put up. So I'm going out. I'm throwing the whole playbook at them.
That's right.
Oh, I'm trying to put up 70, 80 points every game because that's what they look at.
Do it. You're right.
Yeah.
That's what they look at for the ranking. So I'm going out there and I'm hitting them in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's up to you to stop it.
Hey, man, who call you breaking into?
That's what I'm thinking the same thing, man. What you out there in Texas A&M and you about to bust open somebody's glass out there?
Hey, I'm at the gas. Hey, I need to be busting my windows out, man.
Oh, you say what?
I need to be busting my windows out. Now, I got to take my car back over
there. They ain't get you right, man.
Man, mess me up again, man. I'm messed. No sound nowhere.
You gonna be down another 6 months, ain't you?
I don't know, man. Hey, man, I'm about to tell a man, dog, man. Give me my money back.
I heard that.
But But yeah, man, I mean, you got to go out, man. You got to go out every week, man, and you got to put up many points as you can. I'm tired of that. Don't show the hand and all this. Man, go out and blow them out.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to stop me.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
I mean, I like old school football, man. Hey, this is what I'm doing. You stop it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, me personally, I don't want. I hope. I don't think they'll overlook them based on the performance they had last week. But I just hope they don't be overlooking Texas A&M, because one thing we can say about Jimbo Fisher, I mean, when things going good and he's clicking, he make good in-game adjustments. You got to remember that. Every time I done seen him play, man, he make good in-game adjustments. He's real good at that. I know. Larry Frank said he ain't that good. He overrated, but that's one thing I see about him good, man. Every time I done ever seen him throughout the years, man, he make good in-game adjustments. Got to remember that.
When he has
Alabama last year, he made good in-game adjustments. And they won the game.
Jamal, I'm gonna ask you a question about that. You know me, I love playing devil's advocate, so I'm gonna do it real quick with you. Was that more on him or more on Alabama and their inconsistencies that we saw from them pretty much throughout most of the season? Because Alabama could have had 4 losses last year easily.
I say 4 or 5.
Yeah, because they got 2. Georgia got them, and A&M got them, and Auburn had them. Dude, I was so mad.
Every game have its own moment.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can't base play off another one game, because when you get in that other game, it's a different game. And just like the one caller said, I mean, you got to go out and hit them in the mouth, and you got to think you can win, because if you give a team hope and make a team think they can play with you and beat you, man, you're in a dogfight.
That's right.
Because you done gave them confidence. Because what we all got to remember, it's 11 players on each side of the ball. And at once upon a time, some 4 or 5 of them was all-stars at their high school. You know what I'm saying? So they know how to play the game. It's just in putting it together.
Right.
In the mindset. So, I mean, all of them superstars. To me, that make it a college. I mean, they was all right. You got some better than others, but all of them good players. And it's just putting it together. Mm-hmm. So I just hope it's not. I just hope people is not overlooking the loss, and I just hope Miami just come ready to play, because man, I'm ready to see Miami back on top, man. You know, I'm a Gator fan. I'm a Gator fan, but you know, I mean, like, I root for Miami when we're not playing. Mm-hmm. When we're not playing them, I root for them.
Right.
But I really want to see Miami back on top, but they got to come ready to play every game. You can't have those mishaps. And I think y'all coach now cleaning it up. I think he's cleaning it up, and we got to keep in mind this is his first year, and these ain't all his players. He's playing with other people's players, and you know he brought players in, but he's playing with other players, and you know he's trying to get them right.
Mm-hmm. Cuban Kane.
He really just had the offseason.
Say it again, man. Hold on.
I mean,
go ahead, Jamal.
I'm sorry, Jamal. Cuban Kane.
Cuban Kane, boy, he a terrorist, man.
A true terrorist.
That man got 2 games on his belt, boy. He won the crib.
Cuban Kane on his neck, don't he?
He got 2 wins on his belt. 2 games. Big boy, Cuban Kane, boy, look at him. Boy, look at him, boy.
He mean,
now that's a fan.
Oh,
hey,
he mean.
Fan, no.
He mean.
What do you mean, boy? Hey, he that one. Hey, y'all move when we were smaller, and we looked at the what was that? The Indians. What was that? You remember that game? You remember that show? And then they had the dudes beating the drums, and the one dude was a big critter. You know, they're folding it. That's Cuban Kane now, man. They're folding the playoffs. It reminds me, but man.
Hey, you breaking up bad, bro. You breaking up real bad, bro.
Yeah, we losing you, bro.
What about now?
No, you good.
You good.
I say, what you got to, you just got to come out and play every game, man, and forget showing your hand and all this. This a league that look at the scoring. I mean, you got to put points up, and that's the only way you get noticed in the BCS, to me, by putting up them points. So I say you come out every game and try to bust the scoreboard. That's just me. Now, people could be like, oh, we don't want to show your hand. We don't want to show. I don't care what you see. It's up to you to stop it. That's what I'm running.
That's right. That's how the old Canes used to be.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
No mercy.
Yeah.
You got something else for us, man? We finna get ready to get out of here.
It, man. Y'all boys. I got on kind of late, man, because I've been battling traffic. But, y'all boys take care, man. I'll be chatting back with y'all probably on Monday.
All right, love you, man.
Yes,
I'll hit
sir.
you up,
Yes,
man, a little bit later on the
out
night.
there. Be careful, bro.
Yep. See ya.
All right, fella.
All right, brother. All right, later.
See you.
Later.
It's you talk, baby.
Mr. Dixon, I just sent that back to you via email. I just sent that back, so I'm about to send it. Anybody else, man, you guys need the details to the bash. Man, it's been real, man. The hype show, man. Larry Frank, Mr. James Stallion, the Italian, man. Y'all go ahead and give y'all closing thoughts, man. And I want to let you guys know before Mr. Romberg, man, he will be on next week. Very apologetic, man. Want me to let you guys know, man, he's sorry. He's going to be on, man. Has some things to come up, man. So just want to let everybody know, man. Sorry about that. He will be on next week, though, man. So just wanted to let you guys know that, man. But go ahead, Stallion, whoever, Frank. Y'all go ahead and get y'all departing words, man. Let's get ready for tomorrow.
Guys, tomorrow it's going to be the game we've been waiting for all year. And honestly, I think tomorrow, however the game goes, remember you're a Miami Hurricanes fan, and those kids are our players, okay? And honestly, they're going to give it their best. I believe they're going to give it their best. The coaching staff will not accept anything but their best. And so tomorrow night, I feel good that we're going to come away with a win and announce ourselves as a player for this year, and a win tomorrow. And that means everybody, all players that are going to be in that game on the sidelines or in the game playing, ready to play, they basically get ready because they win tomorrow. This is going to be a very special season. And I believe that from the beginning, and I will believe that tomorrow at 12:30 when we have – maybe we win even before then, but when the game is 0-0-0, Miami will be victorious, will be 3-0, and in the top 10. Book it.
Hold on, James. I want you to check this this dude that's trying to check you, dog. Let him know what time it is, Jay. You see what he just said about you? Don't let him do you like that.
I know.
Talk to him. Let him know what it's gonna be, Jay.
I'm gonna tell you this. I wouldn't be living up to my Italian stallion name if I don't like to fight. I like to box. I like to
talk to it.
I love it.
Talk to it.
And I love to verbal spar. And I will put myself. Let me tell you something. That first show, when it happens, because we're still working that out, but when it happens, Cuban Kane, I want you on that.
Look at come to the camera. Look, come in the camera and tell him who you want, Jay. Come a little bit closer and let him know.
I want you, Cuban Kane, and to basically go with my basic show, Cobra Kai. I am the real Terry Silver.
Come here, fucking out.
I'm gonna go ahead And real quick,
And then we'll hug it out afterwards. Before I give my departing words, I'm gonna go ahead and since he's the Italian stallion, I'll go ahead and quote another Italian stallion reference, Rocky IV. Cuban, you will lose. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. If he dies, he dies. But look, all the jokes aside, look, let me tell you something. Don't be a fan later. That's right.
I'm going to say it right now. Don't be a fan later. If you are doubting this coaching staff, and if you're doubting where we're going with this coaching staff and what the culture they're changing and what they're trying to implement, I don't want to see you up here pumping your fist like you in the dog pound on Arsenio Hall show back in 1992 tomorrow after we get this W. I don't want to see it. Because, hey, we got receipts. We got receipts all over the place. Be ready for a lot of chatter after this game tomorrow night about Jumbo's hot seat getting a little bit hotter. His next three are Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Alabama. He's 1-1. He'll be 1-2 after tomorrow. He will very well be 1-5, or at best 2-4 by the end of October. So if we have a slow start, like I say always, be cool. Let the adjustments happen. That's why you coach. That's why you develop. Things are going to happen. Like Coach Hayes always says, man, this is not an era where you're going to win 70-0 every week. Those days are gone. Offenses have changed. Things are different. You know, you got mid-majors that can score with Power 5 teams. The Power 5 teams eventually run away. But mid-majors are putting 20, 30 points on the board in a lot of cases. So I'm going to say this, man. Whatever happens tomorrow, I expect a victory. I expect a decisive victory. I'm taking the points with Miami happily. I'm putting money on the game because I got confidence. But if for some god-awful reason we come up short, it ain't the end of the season. We still got the conference slate to look ahead. And at the end of the day, no matter what happens, we're still moving in a new direction with Mario and the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
U-Talk family, thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for coming through as you always do. Shouts out to you, and go Canes.
Most definitely. We want to thank everybody who joined the show tonight. Everybody. Cuban Kane, my mother, Sigmund, H.S. Mitchell. Shout out to the family, man. Jeffrey O'Neill, B. Mike, DJ, Mr. J. Stokes. All of you guys. Benny Barrett, Jamal Davis, Sigmund. It goes on, B. Hart, the family. Love everybody. Tomorrow is the game. I think it's a 9 o'clock start.
9 Eastern.
Prime time. What is ESPN tomorrow?
ESPN.
ESPN, guys. Let's get ready. And like I said, I want to apologize again. Mr. Romberg told me to tell all of you guys, man, he's sorry, but he will be back. He'll be on with us next week. Next Friday, he's coming. So, yeah, let's get ready. Let's get ready for tomorrow night. Let's cheer our Canes on. And we want to tell everybody to have a great, safe weekend. We're going to come back Monday night, y'all know, for the game recap show. And we're going to talk about what we see tomorrow night, man. And hopefully we'll come out with a W. So let's go, y'all. Y'all know how we start every show. And you know how we end every show. It ain't no us. Thank you, U-Talk family and Kane Nation, for your support. Without you, baby. And we love all of you guys. Have a good weekend. Larry Frank Jr., should I give it to the church one more time before we get out of here?
Let them have it.
Let them have it.
Let them have it, Jane. Let them have it.
You got it, man. Do it.
Pass the collection
Alrighty.
plate. Pass the collection plate.
Oh my gosh.
That's for you, Cuban Kane. That's for you, Cuban Kane. We coming for you, Cuban Kane.
It's U-Talk, baby.
But not a kid, Gucci for real, look at the tax. Best trap online, look at the facts. If they ain't what you call me, shot it and just text. Push a little weight in my hood and then flex. I'm on the Nike shit for real, you niggas 20 guys.